Okay, we're back inside MatrixGold. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you find the video useful and helpful. Um, if you're a return viewer, thank you so much. If you're a subscriber and viewer, I can't tell you how much the appreciation I have. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Really appreciate it. Today, I thought we would take a look at a two-tone ring and how to make it so that it's easier for the craftsman to put it together. When you have a piece that's one color and then another, to put it on, slide it on, and get it all lined up evenly and everything, it's a little bit more difficult for the craftsman. Not too much, but there's ways to make it very, very easy, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about. It's not going to be really about the design. It's going to be talking about how to get it to where it's easily to put on. If you've ever done assembly before, what it's normally done is they put tweezers across the top, and then that's flat, and then one that comes across the shank in a U shape. They pinch it together, turn it upside down, and solder it in the joints. And that's what we're going to talk about, how to make that process very easy for the craftsman. So let's go ahead and we'll get started on this. Let's turn it back to here. Let's grab a new menu out here, or a new screen, fresh. And we'll just go ahead and make this thing real quick. I'm not going to be real picky on the ring itself. It's more about the construction to get it to put together. So we'll go to our tools, and we'll just grab a ring rail, and we'll accept the size 7. And right away we'll go to our gems and put a gem out there. Let's see, this one, gem on ring rail. And we'll just kind of keep that one there, I guess. And we'll go ahead and hit enter. And I'll go back to my gems again. This time I'll come over here and I'll just count up to 2. And I believe it'll only space out to 4, so we'll need to do a little manipulation there. And then also our sides, we want to bring them down. I think the center's like around 1 carat, so we'll take these about a 1/2 carat, make it a 2 carat total weight. And we'll keep them at that height for right now. We'll come over to our spacing in our dynamic commands, and click on the spacing. We'll type in, let's see what it looks like at a 6, a little too close still. We'll type in 6.5 perhaps. We can play around with that. We'll just go ahead and take that for right now, and we'll drag these. We don't want it the same size. We want them down a little bit, something like this, so that our center stone's higher. And we'll hit enter. Okay, and we'll focus on the center stone here. We'll go ahead and get that head ready. So we'll go to settings, and then to our head. And the first thing we want to do is just go ahead and drag it down below our ring rail. And we'll keep it, maybe open it up just slightly. And we'll go over to our dynamic commands here, and we'll kind of play around with some stuff. Let's see, we'll go to the end one here, and we'll bump that up so we got a nice under gallery there. Yeah, it's about a 1 point something, so we can bump it up a little bit more. And we'll also mess around with the prongs a little bit. So we'll go back to, I think it's the second one, yeah. And we'll just, I think the first one will do it. First one, head size. I want thickness. We'll bump it out to a 1.2 and bump this one out to 1.2 as well. All right, and we'll just go ahead and accept that. And you can play around with these profiles if you want and rearrange them, or even put different profiles on there. I'm not going to get into all that. That's not what this video is going to be about. And I'm going to take this one and go back to my head placer there. And we'll go back to that end one there, and we'll go to all views, and we'll drag this one up somewhat, and we'll also grab those prongs too and make them just a little bit heavier. 1, 2, 1.2, and we'll hit enter. So we'll have something like this, and then we'll go to our tools, go to match attributes. This is the stone we want to put it to. This is the one we want to take it from. Select apply to, okay, so go back out of this one, hit enter, and then click this one, and then our head will pop up, and we'll just put that head over on the other side. Okay, so we have something like this. From here, what we'll do is we'll go to our cutters, and we'll do a cut to ring rail, and this will be one surface, this, and hit enter. And there's our rails there. Okay, so that'll be our ring. Like I said, you know, you can get this one more in line if you wanted to, or I'm just, you know, like I said, we're going to focus on the construction part. So right now we want to go ahead and grab that ring rail and go to our tools and go to place profile. So we want to profile out there, and we'll switch it to wireframe so we can see it a little bit, and we'll kind of drag it over to where it's just barely touching those rails. And it looks like this one's a little off, so we'll go and just bend that back just a little bit. And we'll go ahead and accept that for now, and we'll go to our outside ring rail, and we'll place an outside ring rail. We'll go ahead and change that to my favorite. If you watch my channel, you know I like the Euro shanks, and then of course I do like them to be fairly meaty. I like some metal on there, and the top, what I'm going to do is I'll switch to shaded mode there, and kind of keep an eye on this rail here and how far it comes up as I'm dragging it from my front view. Okay, but I want to kind of keep an eye right in here, and then drag that up to where it kind of just goes right in there, something like that, and then hit enter. And then I'm going to select that profile, and we're going to snap it up here to our outside ring rail. Well, there and there, and we'll change that. We'll change it to something a little different. See what we got in here. Something, we'll go something like this, a little rounded, I guess, and we'll just hit select. You can play around with those as well. And we want, let's see, let's turn on a wire. So that looks okay, actually. It's just kind of barely touching in there, which is what we want. And it's barely touching down here. We could probably drag that out just a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and mirror that to the other side. So now we have one on both sides, and then we'll come out here and drop one down in here. And we'll change that one to a little bit different. We'll just go to normal, squared off, and we'll hit that. And we'll do a little manipulation here on this one. Take it down to about 3 maybe. And we'll come up here to this one. And we want to kind of look in here. We want to bring that inside our prongs. So we'll just take it and kind of bring it in something like that. So we got it at a 1.9. That should be fine. And we'll hit enter. Now we want to go ahead and do a sweep. So surface 2, 1, 2, first profile, second profile, third profile, hit enter. And let's put that in shaded mode so we can kind of check it out. All right. Yeah, it looks okay. And I'm going to go over here, maintain height, click that off so it gives me that little flare. I kind of like that. It's just my my style, I guess. And that looks okay. We can probably come, no, that looks okay. So we'll just go ahead and take this and hit enter. And now I'm going to take this one and turn it into this color here. So when we go to a shade or our rendered view, we can kind of see what we got going. So we got something like this, right? We could probably bring that profile out a little bit. Let's do that. Shouldn't get so picky on this stuff. Normally I'm a lot more picky when I'm, let's take that and just, yeah, there we go. Okay, and hit enter. All right, so we have that, right? Now, if the jeweler was to put that on there, with that being flat there and that being flat over here, there's chances that he might get a little lopsided or something. You know, you have to take more time, right? And to get it totally straight on there, it takes a little bit more effort and time. So we want to find a way to be able to put these two together with the craftsman giving him some help. So the way to do it is to go ahead back to your tool, or tools rather, and grab another profile and place it on that ring rail. And then we want to take it kind of over in here somewhere, but we want to change that. I would probably go a square just to make it real easy, but we'll just go ahead and take this one and we'll select that and turn that on there. And now we want to go to all our views and put them to wire, because we want to really kind of look in here, see where this is going to be placed. So the first one we want to place is right around in here, and we want to go in here and drag that down. Okay, so inside our shank, right? So it's inside our shank. And then of course we don't want it that high. We want to keep some of this rail here. So we want to drag it down so that it kind of leaves some of our shank here. So we got a 0.8, that should 0.8, or yeah, 0.8. That should be okay. We still have a several tenths of a millimeter. Probably a 1. We could probably even take it down a little bit smaller, 0.7. And we'll go ahead and place another one inside our rail here, exact same. And what we'll do with this one is we will drag that one down just a little, because after it's soldered together, you got to get in there and emery all that out anyway. So we're going to emery that out. And then we'll hit enter. And then I'm going to hide my green here and hide my shank. And we just have these two. So we're going to go ahead and sweep one from this one to this one to this one and hit enter. And we don't need all that out here. So let's drag that in. And we'll hit enter. And we'll bring everything back out, see what we've got. So that goes in. Let's turn it to our shaded. Let's check out our perspective here. Kind of look in here, see where it's at. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and take this one and we'll just mirror it to our other side. I think you can see where I'm going with this. So now we have that, right? So I'm going to take my shank here and, well, before I do that, let's go to solids and we'll do a Boolean union. This will be our first surface. Enter. Not that one. This one here and this one here will be our second surface, and we'll hit enter and enter. Okay, so we have this. We'll turn that back to, oh, I think, yeah, this will turn to gray and turn it off. And we might have one over here. No, I guess not. Okay, so we'll take that and we'll turn it back to this color here, so we get our color back. And now right away I'm going to go ahead and take that and I'm going to duplicate it. The only reason being is just when I do the Boolean, I'm not sure if it's going to come back or not, so I might as well be cautious and hit enter. And then I'll take one of those and just hide it. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this surface, go to Boolean difference from this. I think it'll explode because those are all joined together, but we'll see. Maybe it'll work. And this second surface here and hit enter. Yeah, and then hit enter. It cut it out, so we're good. We lost our shank though, and if we go back over here, it says can't find it. So the best way to do it is just to go ahead and bring back that shank. Now we have it, right? Now what we have here is an item where the top part is white, the bottom, the shank is yellow, right? But when the jeweler goes to attach the two, it's very easy now, because he has these to be able to place that on top of. So it just, he can take the item, you know, this will be cast in white, this will be cast in yellow, and then he can take it and then just drag it right down, and it'll just place right there onto the shank there. And then he'll turn it upside down and he'll solder it here, and he'll also tack it right here. So it'll be a nice construction for him. So he's got two places on the bottom and right in here and then clean it up, of course. And it's just real easy to piece together in order to be able to get the ring all exactly where you want it lined up and everything else. Everything will just kind of go right together very easily. So that's kind of just a little tip. Whenever you're doing two-tone items, it's always good to have some way where the craftsman has a guide or something to be able to piece them together. So hopefully that kind of give you a little insight and idea of what to do. And if it did, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment below. Thanks for watching.